Alright, everyone. So, it's been a while. Here's a fun little game show to play. Where, that's the last time I played this game. And then when I save at the end of this episode, you can see when I'm playing it now. I won't tell you how long it's been since I played. Needless to say, it's been a bit, so I'm glad that I recorded a bunch of these in advance. But, today I'm a little tired, so I don't know. We might not go for the full 2 hours. We'll see if I'm really just getting into it. We'll see. We'll try not to do like a 2-hour, 30-minute one or something. Anyway, so last time we went back in time using the time leap, I think. So, this time things should get better. Sorry if I'm not really familiar with the voices anymore again. I gotta get back into it. Mayuri? Mayuri? Oh, no matter how many times I call her name, Mayuri doesn't answer. That's a pretty cool image. Mayuri is standing in front of a grave, gazing at the sky. The grave belongs to her grandmother, who died when Mayuri was 11 years old. Her parents were always busy with work, so her grandmother was her only companion. Aw, sad. I was close to Mayuri's family, so her death was sad for me too. At the wake, I expected Mayuri to break down and cry. She didn't. Instead, she spent the whole night gazing vacantly at her grandmother's memorial portrait. 6 months went by. I had advanced to middle school, so Mayuri and I had no longer commuted together. But whenever I passed the cemetery on the way home, Mayuri would always be standing there. Every day, rain or shine, she would stand for hours before the grave, staring wordlessly at the sky as she could see her grandmother in heaven. In her hands, an old pocket watch. The watch had belonged to her grandmother. Mayuri always held it when visiting her grave. Mayuri? No matter how many times I called her name, Mayuri did not answer. Back then, Mayuri wouldn't talk to anyone, not to me, not even to her parents. Whenever I saw her standing there, staring at the sky, I felt unease grip my heart. Her gaze was so earnest, her intention so pure, that I feared some power might grant her wish and carry her off to heaven to join her beloved grandmother. And so, to ensure that nothing like that happened, I made sure to stop by the cemetery every day. There's a piece of hair on my screen. 1 second. Sorry. I would stand next to the sky-gazing Mayuri and call her name. Mayuri? But no matter how many times I'd call her, Mayuri wouldn't reply. The only sound in the lonely cemetery was the echo of my voice, calling her name. It was raining that day, too. Mayuri had a light blue umbrella. In contrast to the umbrella's color, the sky was glazed gray. Oh, so now we're saying glaze. Alright, well, that would have messed me up too if I hadn't been aware of the joke that I'd accidentally set up. The sky was glazed gray, covered in clouds. After a while, the rain stopped. Rays of light shone through gaps in the clouds, a stunningly beautiful sight. Rembrandt's rays, they are called, or sometimes the angel's ladder. Suddenly, a strong wind swept through the cemetery. It caught Mayuri's umbrella and carried it into the sky. Mayuri seemed not to notice. She kept staring at the sky. And then, slowly, so very slowly, she stretched her hand out to the sky, as if to grasp the rays of light, as if her grandmother were reaching down to pull her up. And then she lifted herself on her toes. To me, it looked as if she were floating up towards heaven. Impulsively, I grabbed Mayuri's outstretched hand and pulled her into my embrace. In retrospect, my fears were just childish fantasy, but at the time, I truly believed that Mayuri might vanish. I won't let you go. I won't let anyone take you away. I realized how embarrassing the words coming from my own mouth were. You're my hostage now. My guinea pig! It was the first excuse that came to mind. Before our grandmother died, Mayuri and I were fans of a popular TV series about costume heroes battling evil. I particularly admired the villain, a mad scientist. I even got pretty good at mimicking his lines. Now I was doing it to hide my embarrassment. I could feel my face growing red, but I kept up the mad scientist act all the same. If nothing else, it was better than admitting my insecurities. There's no escaping me. As I said this, I realized that Mayuri was shaking. Oh, she whispered. It was the first time in 6 months that I had heard her speak. Her voice was croaked with tears. She's your hostage. I guess I'm stuck here, huh? She smiled happily. Tears fell from her eyes, and then Mayuri buried her face in my chest. Oh, that's cute. Where am I? Who am I? I can't see, I can barely think. A terrible screech fills my head like feedback from a giant speaker. Ah! It penetrates my brain like 100 sharp needles stabbing me right behind the eyes. I thought brains weren't supposed to feel pain. Beh! Ah! And there's more. I feel a shiver of pleasure beneath the pain, and a terrible itching like my body is on fire. Kabe! I want to crack open my skull and tear out my brain. I want to scrape out my soft gray matter with my fingers and eat it. Oh, Kabe! The assault on my brain is driving me crazy. Who am I? Oh, Kabe, what's wrong with you? Ah! Suddenly, the shattered pieces of the world reform. I slowly come back to my senses. I'm in the lab, standing in front of the phone wave named Subject to Change, with my cell phone to my ear. No, not the phone wave named Subject to Change. Its headgear is attached to it. It's the time leap machine. It's hard to breathe. Give me oxygen. I hear a low, wheezing groan and realize that it's coming from my own throat. I close my mouth and take a deep breath. The insides of my throat feel like they're burning. I resist the urge to cough and continue filling my lungs with air. I notice that I'm drenched in sweat. The drops sliding down my forehead are annoying. I try to wipe them away with the back of my right hand. My hand obeys. Slowly. Something's off. It's like my body and my mind aren't totally in sync with each other. Almost as if this isn't really my body. As if my nerves aren't communicating properly with my extremities. I try blinking slowly. This might just be my imagination. Could this be exhaustion? I haven't slept much lately. I try to move my hand again. There's no disconnect this time. This is my body. Okabe, are you listening? A familiar voice. I turn around slowly. Kurisu is there. She stares at me, perplexed. What was all that screaming for? What's she talking about? Are you sick? Huh? I try answering, but my voice doesn't work too well. Even more bewildered, I clear my throat several times. No, I'm fine. Then get ready to go already. We're going shopping, remember? Shopping? For what? I search my memories. The moment I do, images appear in my mind like a string of exploding light bulbs. Humans are temporal beings. But now, you're fine. Yeah, that was really unfortunate. Are you sure about this? Really? I remember now. I used the time leap machine. You'll remember the future. That's right. What am I standing around for? Where am I? Huh? I grab Kurisu's shoulders and pull her close. What time is it now? What month? What day? Hey, that hurts. Calm down. How can I be calm? Shopping? You said we're going shopping. What shopping trip is she talking about? Dara was sitting at his computer, staring at us wide-eyed. Dara, what day is it? What time is it? Well, it's the 13th, a little past 5. 13th, a little past 5. Did it work? Did I manage to time leap in the middle of all that chaos? Did my memories really jump through time? Does that mean I've leaped into my past self? Is there a chance that it was all a dream? Thinking back, forward, it doesn't seem real. Commandos breaking into the lab, it's like something out of a Hollywood movie. But the sight of Mayuri, broken and bloody, is burned in my eyes. I remember the smell of the blood, the sound of the gunshot, the weight of the headgear on my head, the pain of the bullet tearing through my arm. Kurisu screaming, Suzuha fighting to defend us. I remember it all vividly. I touched my arm. No bullet holes, no pain even. Was it all a dream? I don't know. I've never time leaped before. I can only hope that it was a dream. A future like that is too much to bear. I recall Mayuri's last moments and my eyes filled with tears. I forced the tide of emotion back. Where's Mayuri? I look around the lab. Kurisu and Dara are here, but I can't find Mayuri. Where's Mayuri? She just left saying she was going to Lukashi's place. Weren't you listening? That's right, Mayuri went to beg Lukako to wear her costume. She won't return until it's time for the party. What do I do? What do I believe? Was it a dream? Or was it real? If it was a dream, then I don't have to worry about anything. If it was real, then I need to act, now. I take a deep breath. It must have been a dream. There's no way something like that could really happen. It was a nightmare brought on by anxiety, that's all. There's no other logical explanation. Dude, just fucking save your best friend. I can't have all this shit. I desperately persuade myself that so. Little do I know that I will soon regret my foolishness. Dude, of course you will. Fucking loser. Kurisu goes shopping alone. I stay in the lab with Dara, waiting for Mayuri to return. Da-da-da! I'm back! An innocent smile. Mayuri is alive. Nothing will happen to her. I was worried for nothing. When Suzuha arrives to begin the meeting. Okarin! I called Ferris-chan and Luka-chan, but they said they couldn't come. I've heard these words before. Deja vu, a trick of the mind. Oh, do they have plans? Ferris-chan has a Rhinet tournament. Crap, I should have gone to cheer. How careless of me. And Luka-chan seemed embarrassed for some reason. Maybe she thinks you'll make her wear a costume again. It's just like my dream. I've never remembered a dream this vividly before. I remember every word that was spoken. You still haven't convinced her to cosplay? She said it was embarrassing. I keep telling her cuteness is justice, but she never listens. Cuteness is justice? Is that what they say? You're cute too, Christian. Ha eh? Hey, Kamima's coming up. Wanna go? How did I mess up the same line, even though it's a repeat? Oh my god, I'm a loser. I can't make something new, but I have a costume of Post-Awakening Saber from Bloodtune I made last year. I think the size is just right for you too. Me? Cosplay? I'm sorta interested. But I refuse to do it in public though. You don't have to show anyone, but eventually you'll want them to see. The cosplay demon compels you. That reminds me, Chris-chan, you're always wearing that cute uniform. What school is it from? Oh, this? I attended IMN for about 2 weeks. I modeled this outfit after the uniform. Oh, the uniform is really cute, but you made it even cuter. You might have really good design sense. I'll bring the costume tomorrow, okay? Will you try it on then? Sure. When's the photo shoot? Good to know you're still a pervert, Hashida. Come on, it's Bloodtune Sarah. She's got a Penmoro going on. Penmoro? It means her panties are completely exposed. No way. It's okay. You might not know this, but last year there was a really popular saying. They're not panties, so it's not embarrassing. Japan is over. We're okay? It's a promise. Maybe you shouldn't bother. Ah, look at you. Buzzkill over here. Suha speaks, her tone sharp. Disguising at Kurisu again. Suddenly the atmosphere in the room changes. I remember this too. I feel like I'm losing my mind here. Yeah, there it is. You're asking for trouble by trusting Makise Kurisu. What's that supposed to mean? I mean to ask, did I do something to you? Not to me, but I know everything you have done. What do you mean? I've done nothing to be guilty of. Perhaps, but I know your true nature. Wow, you can see it in my heart? That's groundbreaking technology. I'd love to hear how it works. It's not science, it's a prediction. So you're just making it up. I know. Okarin! Myra clings to me with teary eyes. Stop them from fighting! Should I listen to Mayuri's plea like it did in the dream? Knowing that I can't stop the fight, should I just let Mayuri handle it instead? I don't know, I can't move a muscle. Jeez. Mayuri pouts and goes over to the two girls. Guys, might you just like when you fight? Let's all get along, okay? Daru comes over to chat with Suzuha and gradually Peach returns to the lab. Kurisu is in the development room making a call, probably to her mother in America. I sit on the sofa and watch TV while sipping Dr. P. But I can't pay attention to what I see on the screen. It doesn't enter my head. Mayuri sits down next to me. She peels a banana and begins eating it. Hey, Okarin, you're gonna get shot in the head again on this loop. I need this man to, like, get his act together, alright? I need this man to understand we're in a time travel story right now and get his act together. Hey, Okarin. It's been really lively here these past few weeks, huh? Stop it. Why are you saying the same things as in that terrible dream? It was a dream, it has to be a dream. It's fun! Mayuri smiles happily, not noticing my lack of reply. Now that there are 8 lab members, my usually thinks it's getting a little cramped in here. First, we don't have enough chairs. We should buy more. Do you have money, Ocarine? I shake my head wordlessly. For some reason, I'm afraid to look Mayuri in the face. I guess you can use some of my salary. We need a new microwave too, otherwise I can't warm up any juicy chicken number 1. Ocarine, are you okay? You don't look so good. It's nothing. If you're feeling sick, then you need to rest. Want to lie down? You can lie on my lap, okay? I'm not... Do it. Oh yeah. Guys, special news bulletin. Before I could finish the television, interrupts me with an urgent news bulletin. Subtitles read, terrorist bomb threat suspends Yamanote. Oh shoot, I should have researched how to say these words because I messed it up in the recording last time. Yamanote, Sobu, and Keihin Toku lines. A bomb threat? Heck on, those lines all pass through Akiba. How is Mayushi gonna get home? Oh yeah, I should call home. No, it can't be. It's the same. Every last thing the same. Okame and Taro, I need to know. It was a dream. You've completed the time leap machine, right? It had to be a dream. But if it was a dream, then why? Are you listening? The time leap machine's done. Okay. I just remembered I've got something to do. I'm going out. Suzuha leaves the lab without another word. What's wrong with her? Does she know what's about to happen? Nothing's gonna happen. The break-in was a dream. But no matter how hard I try to convince myself of that, I can't shake the icy hand clutching my heart. Dude, was zero reverent? No, I'm just kidding. I can't breathe. Even though it's hot and humid, my body shivers. I remember this feeling, too, from the dream. Did I choose wrong? Was I granted a second chance only to let it go to waste? Yeah, probably. A soft feeling against my fingers. I look down to see Mayuri's hand holding mine. When I look up, I see a worry written on her face. I reflexively look towards the door. If the dream wasn't a dream, then any second now. It happens exactly as I remember. 5 men burst into the lab. Their movements are swift and sure, professional, and each of them is carrying a gun. They spread out inside the door and aim their weapons at us. I recognize each of them. There's no denying it now. I did leave through time. There's a future I remembered. I was supposed to change this present to stop the madness about to unfold. But I told myself that it was a dream and wasted my chance to save everyone. Hands in the air, nobody move! Silence. Time seems to grind to a halt. The men say nothing. Why didn't I do anything to change this? Wasn't that why I left through time? The sound of heels echoes down the hallway. A woman is coming up the stairs. Kiryu Moeka, the woman who will kill Mayuri. The dream was real. Those remembers the future. This is happening because I did nothing to stop it. Moeka-san? We're taking the time machine. If I kill her first, will Mayuri live? I consider the option, but soon give up. The real danger is the men behind her. 3 of them have assault rifles. Will gun us down in the instance I try anything. My only hope is for Suzuha to make her move before Mayuri is shot. Is there even a chance? Makase Kurisu, Okabe Ritaro, Hashira Etaru. The 3 of you will come with us. You can't resist. Come with us. Where? I have no words. At least tell us where we're going. You cannot refuse. There is nowhere to run. We have men stationed throughout Akihabara. I don't want to hurt anyone. The 3 of you will come with us. Why just the 3 of us? I'm not answering your questions. Come with us. It's your only choice. Moeka-san, you're lab mem too, aren't you? In reply, Moeka pulls a gun from her belt and points it at us. It's happening again. Our mission is to silence you. Your refusal to come will change nothing. Come with us now. you continue to resist, I'll have to resort to extreme measures. Moeka slowly raises her gun. She points the muzzle at... Sheena Mayuri is not needed. I try to shout stop, but my voice catches in my throat. Nothing comes out but a pitiful wheeze. I turn to Kurusu for help. Kurusu is staring at Mayuri. She looks as if she might start crying at any second. I turn to Daru. He's shaking. His lips move as if to speak, but nothing comes out. Someone, anyone, please, stop her. Stop Moeka. For CERN. For FP. For CERN. For FP. Her lips close tightly. A sharp dry clack spits the air. Yep. Time slows to a crawl. Moeka pulled the trigger. Blood spurts from Mayuri's forehead. It splashes across my face, wet and warm. Her delicate, frail body falls towards me. I catch her. Her body is limp, like a puppet with no strings. Her head and arms dingle lifelessly. The smell of gunpowder fills my nose. And then the smell of blood. Well, I guess tough learn. Daru clutches his head and falls to his knees, screaming at the top of his lung. In my arms, Mayuri takes one long, ragged breath. And then... Kari. No, no! She's dead. Mayuri's dead. Again. Yeah. Alright, now we're not gonna make any dumb decisions anymore. We're gonna get with the program now. Her face is covered in blood. Her blood stains my hands. It's warm. You three, come with us. Now. No more warnings. Resist and we will kill you too. I hear a voice, but I can't comprehend what it's saying. It's the same. I knew it would be. I let Mayuri die again, because I didn't believe my own memories of the future. I lay Mayuri down on the floor. I'm sorry, Mayuri. I'm so sorry. I stand up. Rage takes hold of me once again. I'm helpless to resist. I take one menacing step towards Moeka. Okabe! Kurusu grabs my hand before I can take another. You can't! Let me go! You can't! They'll kill you! Moeka's gun is aimed at my head. Her finger is already on the trigger. You gonna kill me too? If you resist. Please, Okabe, do what she says, okay? Otherwise they'll kill you too! I grit my teeth and suppress my anger. Just then, something small and round strikes Moeka's gun hand. Ah. Hey, my girl. She drops her gun. At her feet lies a small stone. Get down! Ah. The next events transpire exactly as I remember. Suzuha appears in the doorway, knocking down the first men before anyone can react. She then proceeds to dispatch the remaining men with a series of swift, precise maneuvers. Who the hell? The dark-skinned man, the last one standing, takes aim at Suzuha with his assault rifle. But before he can fire, Suzuha snatches a stunned attacker's gun and shoots him. Blood spurts from the man's hand. Without stopping, Suzuha delivers a soaring roundhouse kick to the man's jaw. Enough. Moeka and Suzuha point their guns at each other. A standoff. Neither moves. Silence returns to the room. Who are you? 42. She glances at me. TV. This time I already know what she means. Turned on. I make a break for the development room. Don't move! That's my line. Kurusu was right behind me. I grabbed the headgear and jammed it in on my head without a moment's hesitation. Okabe, I'm going back. But what if it fails? Get the machine started. There's no time to argue. I grab Mode Snake from the shelf. Kurusu bites her lips and starts setting up the X-68,000. Okabe Rintaro, one of them's headed your way. Kill them. Don't let them... I'm sorry. Kill them. Don't let them use it. Before the crew cut man enters the development room, I push the switch. White smoke instantly fills the room, rendering it impossible to see. Are you sure, Okame? Are you sure about this, really? Do it, Kurusu. Activate the machine. I see blue-white lights shining through the smoke. The discharge is starting. The light rapidly grows brighter. The floor begins to shake. The singularity is open. I crouch down, holding the headset steady with one hand. Beep, 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 boop. Call. This is reality. It wasn't a dream. I burned that fact into my mind as I prepared a time leap. One more chance. The shaking begins. Please, give me one more chance! Once more, the world explodes into light. This is a really cool graphic. I can't hear. It feels like something is crushing my eardrums. Ah! Slowly, the shattered pieces of the world reform. My body convulses as if struck by lightning. I am Okabe Rintaro. I'm in the lab development room, standing in front of the time leap machine with my phone to my ear. Ugh. My brain hurts again. This isn't like a headache, it's somehow deeper. With the pain comes this torrent of emotions, sorrow, longing, hope, joy, that threatens to wash away my psyche. However, only one thing matters. It worked again. I quickly returned to the lounge. Gah, you surprised me! I almost crashed into Kurisu. Don't startle me like that. Tell them you time leaped. Daru, is it just before 5 on the 13th? Yeah? Alright, time leap successful. I pat Kurisu on the shoulders, almost in an embrace. You're a genius. What's gotten into you? Stop manhandling me. It's gross. I scrambled for my phone. Da-da-da! Why is she here? Mayuri, where are? But I can't answer the phone right now. It went to voicemail? Please leave your message after the beep. Mayuri, contact me at once, okay? At once. I'll hang up. I look at my watch again. It's just past 5. Thank God for the time leak machine. It makes me shiver to imagine what would have happened without it. I have 3 hours until Moeka kills Mayuri. Everything's gonna be okay. That's plenty of time to escape. First, I'll meet up with Mayuri and leave Akiba. We can go to Ikebukuro. Wait, what if they're watching for her house? Maybe we should hop the bullet train and get out of Tokyo entirely. Anyway, we're fine as long as Moeka doesn't find her today. First, I need to find Mayuri. Okabe, you look kinda crazy, what's wrong? Kurisu and Daru look at me with concern. Both of you, get out of here now! What's this about? I check my wallet. I only have 9,000 yen and some change. I'll need to stop by an ATM and withdraw everything I have. Is this another one of your fantasies? Kurisu shrugs her shoulders, dumbfounded. I don't have time to answer her. I slip beside her and dash out the lab. Yes, you do! Please tell your friends these things! Oh my god. Ugh. Okabe, where are you going? Hey, wait, one second. Let me actually... I just got back from classes, so I'm actually still wearing my jacket. It's getting, like, really hot. Okay. Hey! I run full speed to Yanabayashi Shrine. Naturally, I have to stop for breath before I get more than a few blocks. The sun is setting, but the temperature still hasn't dropped below 30. Sweat quickly covers my entire body. I'm not good at exercise in the first place. I finally stagger through the archway. Now I regret not borrowing Suzuha's bicycle. But no, there wasn't time for that. Finding Mayuri comes first. I run to the courtyard where I found Lukiko standing alone with her bamboo broom. Lukiko! Ah, Okabe-san! I'm sorry. That was a bad voice. She bows her head. What's wrong? Mayuri, where's Mayuri? Mayuri-chan's already left. She left? Yes. When you see her, could you tell her that I'm sorry? I'd really prefer not to cosplay. I don't want to disappoint her, but it's too embarrassing to dress like that in front of people. I finally catch my breath. I don't have time to listen to Lukiko's apologies. Mayuri went back to the lab? I think so? That doesn't make sense. I know she comes to the lab around 6:30. It's still 5:30. No matter how slowly you walk, it shouldn't take more than 20 minutes to get to the lab. So what was she doing for the extra 40 minutes? We don't have time for this. She didn't say she was driving by somewhere? No, I didn't ask. Is something wrong? If Mayuri comes back here, tell her to call me right away. Okay. I better check the lab, we might have missed each other. When I get back to the lab, nobody's there but Daru. Did Kurisu go shopping by herself? I call out to him as he's ordering pizza on the computer. Where's Mayuri? Did she come back? Huh? No. Where is she? I take a bottle of Dr. P out of the fridge and chug it down. The cold, sparkling liquid wets my parched throat and dries the heat away. Now I can think. But I still can't relax. Every minute, every second is precious. Each moment I waste brings me closer to Mayuri's death. Hey, Ocarina, why are you so jumpy? I need to find Mayuri. Isn't she a Lucashees? Not anymore. She was gone by the time I got there. I start to pace in irritation. Maybe she went to see one of her cosplay friends? Who? What's her phone number? How should I know? Damn. It's easy to forget since she's usually here, but Mayuri and I rarely spend time together outside the lab. May Queen in the shrine, that's about it. I have no idea where else she might go. May Queen doesn't even exist on this world line. Now that you mention it. Do you know something? I think she said that her phone was about to run out of power, she had to turn it off. Yet another setback. Not only am I unable to contact her, she might not even notice my phone calls. Hey, what's going on? Why are you still here, Daru? I thought I told you to leave. I sit on the sofa. I feel the weight of stress on my shoulders and in my bones. I'm not leaving without a good reason. Tell me what's going on, man. They're gonna kill Mayuri. What? Cern's after us. In 2 hours, the men will break in and kill Mayuri. Get out while you still can. What? For real? Can you get in touch with Kurisu? Pass the message on to her. In 2 hours? How do you know that? Daru pauses for a moment. He looks towards the development room where the time leap machine is sitting. No way, you used it? I nod gravely. I kick Daru out of the lab and send him home. He promised to call Kurisu for me and tell her to stay at her hotel, but a few minutes later she calls me directly and demands an explanation. It takes some effort, but I manage to convince her to do as I say. Now I just need to wait for Mayuri to get back. I thought about looking for her, but it's too risky. We could miss each other like we did the shrine. Better to wait here in front of the building. While waiting, I try to convince myself that everything will be okay. Mayuri returns to the lab at 6:30. That leaves about an hour before Moeka's attack. In an hour, we could ride the bullet train from Tokyo Station to Shizuoka. Is that the best plan? Maybe we should get off at Yokohama and lay low in a hotel for a while. I can think about what comes next after Mayuri's safe. The time leap machine doesn't matter, Moeka can have it. My top priority is to prevent Mayuri's death. Sweat acclimates on my forehead and rolls down my face. Hurry back, Mayuri. Startled, I run towards the voice. Suzuha and Mr. Braun have emerged from the Braun Tube workshop. I see them lock the door. Guess they're closing up shop. That's right, I forgot about Suzuha. What are you doing here, Okabe Rintaro? Nothing. That reminds me. During the attack, she took down 5 armed commandos in the blink of an eye. I still can't believe it. Where does an 18-year-old girl learn to move like that? And then there was her strange behavior immediately before the attack. She left as soon as she heard about the bomb threat. Almost as if she knew something was going to happen. And finally, there's that business with her father. Everything about her is a mystery. Who is Amane Suzuha? Oh, I know. You're getting ready for that party tonight, aren't you? How'd you know we're having a party? Shina Mayuri, she came by earlier today to invite me over. Hope you've got room for one more, cause You can't! Am I a bother? No. It's okay, I understand. I guess I'm still an outsider. That's not it. What's wrong with you, Okabe? Let my part-timer join your little club. You owe her, remember? Thanks to her belly that I let you off the hook for shaking that building last time. My belly, hey! Suzuha has recovered her jacket. She's properly dressed now. She's got a fine belly, tight and well-trained. I'm standing right here, you dirty old man. The party is cancelled. I'm sorry, part-time warrior, but please go home today. Cancelled? Yeah, sorry. I attempt to smile, but with little hope of success. I don't know what's going on, Okabe, but don't do anything reckless. Huh? It's weird to have him give me advice. I thought he was just a dirty old man who loved CRTs. Maybe he's sharper than I thought. Or maybe he's just telling me to stop shaking the building. I got into a fight with Mayuri. Things are a little complicated right now, that's all. That's the best lie I can manage. Oh, is there gonna be blood? Blood? Ah! You're very scary. You could kick my ass, but like, you're funny. You're funny. I like you. I mean, look over there. Suzuha points across the street. I turn and look. To my surprise, there's Mayuri walking up the street with a big bag. She's gonna kick your ass, Okabe. There's gonna be... Fucking, I love how just like unthreatening she looks here. She looks so happy. She's not. It's like, oh man, is there gonna be blood? And he points over and this looks like this. This is like a gopher. You're looking at like a gopher here. He's got the gopher pose right now. When she notices us, she waves her hand with a ditzy smile. Mayuri! Ah, when she fighting, she looks really happy to see you. I ignore Susan and run to Mayuri. I bet she was kind of sad. She's like, man, I wanted to see two people fight. The clock on my phone says 6:33. Hey, where are you going? I wasted precious time talking to Suzuha. Now that I've secured Mayuri, we need to get as far away from Akiba as we can. What's the rush, Ocarine? I ignore her question and grab her hand. Run to the station! Oh, wait, my bag! Forget it, just run. Why? Just run! I can't get the image of Mayuri's death out of my mind. I won't let them kill her, I won't. Mayuri gives no further resistance. She follows obediently, quickly matching my pace. I forget that she's faster on her feet than I am. Hey, where are we going? First we'll head for Yokohama. I'm already gasping for air. Mayuri, however, might as well be strolling along for all the difficulty she's having. How can I be so ditzy yet? How can she be so ditzy yet so athletic at the same time? I don't know. That's just how it is. The sun is already set, but the sky is still a mix of indigo and orange. We run through the streets lit by dazzling shops. Everything will be fine once we make it to the train. I hold this thought in my mind as we run. I'm already exhausted. Mayuri practically has to drag me along to keep going. Should we rest a bit? No, stopping until we're on this train. I do my best to keep up the pace. But Ocarine, you're covered in sweat. You should push yourself. You're not good at exercise. When we reach the station, I realize that something is wrong. The station is packed, seriously packed. You don't see this many people even in rush hour. The crowd is milling around the entrance. For some reason, it looks like no one's going in. What's going on here? A protest? Some kind of street performance? I don't have time for this. Just then an announcement plays over the PA. Your attention please. The Yamanote, Keihin Toku, and Sobu lines are currently suspended. We sincerely apologize for the inconvenience and kindly ask for your cooperation. Finally, I realized my mistake. That's right, before the attack, the trains were stopped by a bomb threat. No wonder there are so many people standing around. In my haste to flee the city, I completely forgot. How could I have been so stupid? I wonder what happened. All of the train lines are stopped. We can't escape Akiba. What about other means of public transportation? The subway or the bus? Should we go to another station? I turn around and head back the way we came, keeping a firm grasp on Mayuri's hand. But before we get more than a few steps, a man steps out of the crowd and blocks our way. I realize that we're surrounded. Okabe Rintaro? A low voice. A face I've never seen. He's not one of the 5 who broke into the lab. Okabe, do you know these people? Mario grasps my arm tightly as she looks anxiously at the men. Come with us. Who are you? Instead of answering, the man makes a grab for my arm. I jerk away and try to escape, but the men move to block us again. If you resist, we'll kill you. CERN? There was Moeka? She must have planned for this in advance. A chill runs up my spine. We made a terrible mistake when we hacked into CERN. I realize it now, though it's far too late. Are you gonna kill us with all these witnesses around? This isn't a game. I feel something cold against my back. I don't realize what it is at first. Then it hits me. A gun. I gulp. My blood goes cold. Am I gonna die here? Will my time leaping be for naught? No, I can't give up. I won't let Mayuri die. I won't accept that future. But how do I get out of this? The crowd at the station is growing even thicker. People are starting to argue with the station personnel, demanding to know when they can go home. The situation is quickly becoming chaotic. Suddenly a fight breaks out nearby. It looks like some people are trying to shove their way through. This could be our chance. A tide of people surges into us, knocking the man behind me off balance. Now! I quickly turn around and strike the man's hand aside. His gun falls away. Then the man gets swallowed by the crowd. Run, Mayuri! I grab Mayuri's hand and start running. We have to fight our way through the crowd, but that also thwarts our pursuers. As soon as we reach the main street, we start running back towards the lab. Of course, we can't return to the lab itself. Moeka's group will be there shortly. Is the subway still running? If we get on Itsura Hirocho Station, we can take the Ginza line to Shibuya. From there, we can grab a train headed out of Tokyo. I still haven't recovered from my exhaustion. I don't know how much longer I can hold on. Oh, a new song. We can't stop now. I have to keep running. Oh, that's a cute sign. It doesn't take long before a new obstacle appears. Four men walking together up ahead slowly stop and turn to face us. I've got a bad feeling about this. They don't look like Otaku. Are they with Stern too? My fears are confirmed when the four men start walking towards us, arms spread to block the street. No doubt about it, they're after us too. I turn to flee back towards the station, and there I see the first group of men closing in behind us. We're trapped, enemies on both sides. There's only one choice, grab my arm and make for the nearby side street. Where are we going, Ocarine? I'm trying to get to Shueihiro station without using the main streets. But as we passed UBX, several men on the bridge point at us and shout something. Are they with Stern too? How many men do they have? We turn back and change course. Okay, Mayuri, you're a faster runner, so talking while running uses up all my breath. Sweat drips into my eyes, making it hard to see. You go on ahead. Go to Mari's shrine in Ikebukuro. We'll meet. Before I finish, I catch sight of another group of men waiting for us up ahead. What's going on, Ocarine? I look back. The group from before is chasing us. We're surrounded by enemies. The familiar streets of Akiba are filled with agents of CERN. I recall what Moeka said. You have nowhere to run. We have men stationed throughout Akiba. Despair seizes my heart. Is escape impossible? We're just kids playing at science in the safety of our tiny little lab. Our enemy's a multinational company, conspiracy waiting to kill anyone who gets in their way. Were we doomed from the start? No matter what, we must get away. Leading Mayuri by the hand, I push my way through the crowd, then jump the fence onto the road. Huh? You're gonna get hit by a car. Oh my god, something strikes me with crushing force, sending me tumbling across the pavement. I come to a stop several meters away, and my body is racked with intense pain. My god, dude. A red curtain covers my eyes. I try to brush it off, and my hand comes away slick with blood. Oh shit. I grit my teeth against the pain and lift my head. Mayuri is lying on the pavement a few meters away. I reach out to her. Mayuri, did you just get Mayuri hit by a fucking car? Be for real with me. No response. Oh my god, Mayuri's motionless. No. Did the impact kill her? Mayuri, this can't be happening. The car that ran us over, a white van, pulls up. The door opens and out steps... Oh. I've stopped them. Kiryu Moeka. Her again. She knew the exact moment to be here in order to run over poor Mayuri. I've secured Okabe-kun. Okabe Rintaro. She's talking to someone on her phone. Has she been tracking us the whole time? Contact the police. Sheena Mayuri is dead. She looks down at me with eyes cold enough to freeze my blood. Why? Why'd you kill her? Because you ran. You monster! Mustering my strength, I leap up and throw myself at Moeka. Huh? She goes down hard. I hear her head smack against the pavement. Ooh! I stand up and look around. Moeka is dazed and unable to stand, but I see Stern agents making their way towards us through the crowd. I've got to get out of here. I take a step. A sharp pain stabs through my body. The crash must have broken a bone in my leg. It doesn't matter. I have to get to the lab and time leap again. That's the only way to save Mayuri. I look back at the site of the accident. Moeka is slowly regaining her feet, but Mayuri remains limp and motionless on the road. It breaks my heart to leave Mayuri lying there, but I have no choice. I have to go. Back to the lab. Fighting the pain on my broken leg, I managed to drag myself back to the lab. Surprisingly, Stern's men didn't chase me. Nobody's at the lab when I arrive. Only the lights are still on. Relieved that Kurisu and Daro haven't returned, I head straight to the development room. And it's not there. I remember to break into the Braun 2 workshop to turn on the 42-inch CRT. My body is drenched in sweat and I can't stop shivering. Everything hurts, especially my right side where the car hit me. If I'm not careful, I might lose consciousness. My vision is blurry, it's hard to focus. My left arm is numb and can barely move. But still, I force myself to activate the X68000 and input the settings. I'm gasping for breath like a wounded animal. The sound of my heartbeat fills my ears. Mayuri. they killed her again. I failed to protect her. I'm sorry, Mayuri, I'm sorry. Choking back my tears, I frantically pound on the keyboard. Police sirens echo in the distance. Mocha hit Mayuri in front of hundreds of witnesses. They'll probably take her in for questioning. Even if CERN bails her out somehow, she should be stuck for at least a couple of hours. The real problem is her men. Those mercenaries, or whatever they were, her CERN's hit squad. Why didn't they come after me? It should have been easy for them to catch me, injured as I am. I need to hurry. If they show up here, they'll kill me for sure. Setting's complete. I put on the headgear. I'll get blood on it, but that doesn't matter. A surge of anxiety washes over me. What if the time leap fails? What if my memories are corrupted? I might forget who I am. I might lose myself. Should I really use the machine? Use it. Of course I should. I curse my weakness. Mayuri's dead, remember? This can't be allowed to happen. No risk is too great. I'll save Mayuri, whatever it takes. I alone have the power to change the past. What am I waiting for? Swallowing my fear, I activate the time leap machine. Alright. Welcome back. Ah! Screeching in my ears, needles stabbing in my brain, 1,000 emotions flooding my senses. Oh, this isn't like the usual place we see. The world bends, pulses, and then returns to normal. The pain of my wounds has vanished like magic, replaced by a piercing pain in my brain. I fight back a wave of nausea and take stock of the situation. I'm sitting on the sofa with my phone in my ear. Another successful time leap, that makes 3. It looks like the time leap machine works perfectly. I'm sure it would boost Kurisu's confidence if I told her. But that will have to wait until Mayuri is out of danger. I stand up and look around the lab. Where's Mayuri? What? Kurisu, who is dozing off next to me, wakes up with a jerk at the sound of my voice. Don't shout! I've been working all night, so let me rest a bit. Where's Mayuri? What's wrong with you? She went to Lukashi's, remember? Damn, she already left? I should call her, send a mail. I need to get in touch with her somehow. Mayuri went to see someone after leaving the shrine. The question is who? Think. Consider every possibility. Damn, why did I forget? Before I time leaped, I should have asked Mayuri where she was today. I'm not thinking straight, I have to calm down. Wait, I know. Last time we failed because she went to Akihabara Station. I should have known that Sir would be watching. This time we'll take the taxi to another station, then hide somewhere until things calm down. For now, all I can do is wait for Mayuri to return. It's driving me crazy. I consider explaining the situation to Kurisu and Daru, but I just don't have the strength to do that right now. Besides, I don't want to get them involved. I'll take care of it myself. I won't let any more of my friends die. How very noble. Please tell these people, though, as before, the Brontube workshop closes early. Mayuri appears as Suzuha and Mr. Braun are leaving. We run through Kanda Mayuji's backstreet of Okanomizu Station, taking only minimal precautions to avoid attracting attention. We have to get there before the Sobu line shuts down. We manage to make it to the station without being stalked, but when we get there, I see a group of men waiting by the entrance. They look like CERN. Change of plans. We turn around and head for Okanomizu subway station. Ah, new subway. Background. We arrive at the station later than I intended. I don't usually come here, so I got lost. I stare nervously at the platform clock. According to the scrolling display, the Yamanote, Keihin Toku, and Sobu lines have already suspended operations. Wait, looks like the Chiyoda line has too. It must be critical to assume that nearby stations may be threatened, even stations on unconnected lines. Damn! Mayuri hasn't said a word about my strange behavior. She just looks happy to be here. This is the 3rd time I've let her on this escape, but each time she follows me without complaint. Does she really trust me that much? Maybe she can feel my desperation. That's why I want so badly to save her. We've been together for more than a decade. She's like a little sister to me. I'll leap as many times as it takes. Mayuri tilts her head quizzically. I realize that I'm staring at her. Agreed. She has a lot of questions, but she'll wait for now. But once it's over, I want you to tell me everything, okay? Yeah, I promise. Mayuri smiles happily at that answer. I feel like you should get everyone involved with this because they're just gonna go after the other 2 people who they did want. Like, it's not like they're just killing Mayuri. They don't really give a shit about Mayuri. As long as you guys just do nice things. So it's nice you're, like, with her, but you should tell the others to, like, Be safe? They're gonna shoot them. Or take them, or whatever. But whatever. I guess we'll get to that bridge whenever. That's right, we were waiting for the train. I should ask Mary about her whereabouts today. If I have to leap again, I'll need all that information I can get. Where'd you go after you saw Lukiko? I got an email from Fubuki-chan. A thread came loose on her costume. I went to fix it. Where does Fubuki-chan live? We met at Starbucks at UPX. So that's where she was. Just then an announcement placed over the PA system. The subway is resuming normal operations. About 20 minutes have passed since we arrived. I didn't expect to be stuck here that long, but that's okay. Right now, Moeka should be in Akihabara, heading to the lab. Everything's going to be alright. While waiting for the train, I examined the route map on the station's notice board. We can transfer to an overland train at Yoyogi Uehara. It'll take a while, but that will take us all the way to Odawara. Another announcement. Our train is arriving. I can hear the rumbling and see the lights at the end of the tunnel. That's a bad sign. Mayuri and I are standing just behind the white line. Light at the end of the tunnel is not the kind of words we need to be using right here. That's a death flag again. I reached for her hand, meaning to make a dash for the train with the doors open, but I guess there's no hurry now. I let my hand fall to my side, empty. That's another death flag. The war comes closer. What about the party tonight? Mayuri is saying something. I can't quite hear her over the train. They got canceled, but we should definitely. Mayuri. Oh, suddenly Mayuri disappears. Huh? Oh. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. No. There she is, leaning out over the track. She's off her balance as if she stumbled or someone pushed her. She seems to hang there for a moment, and then the train comes screaming to the station. What the fuck? No. Yeah. I hear a sound from under the train. I can't describe it, but it makes me instantly nauseous. Holy shit. Sparks fly as the train slams on its brakes. The people on the platform scream. I turn to where Mayuri was just a moment ago. There stands a familiar girl. Tiny, adorable, a cute black rabbit pouch slung over her shoulder. Tenoji Nae. Nae, you killed her? No! She looks up at me. What the fuck? Her eyes are wide. Her lips tremble. Oh my god! This is a really fucking funny image though. You can't do this to me. Mayuri. I wanted to surprise her. It wasn't on purpose. It wasn't. She stares at me for a few more seconds, as if waiting for me to say something, then turns and runs away. The platform is in chaos. The PA informs us that there's a personal injury and accident. Nae is already gone. I don't go after her. Instead, I peek timidly through the gap between the train and the platform. I don't want to see that. It's fine. Don't change the thing. Okay, please don't change the scene. One side of the track is a wash of red. It's cool. I don't need to see... Yeah, let's go back. My mind is blank. I can't think. I don't even remember how I got back to the lab. Moeka's group should have come and gone, but the time leap machine is still here. I guess I should be grateful. Yeah, let's go back. Damn, I wasn't expecting that. It takes longer than usual to set up the machine, and for some reason I have trouble recalling my own phone number. At last, it's ready. Now, take me back. Yeah, let's go back a little bit. Might be smart. Ugh. The leap occurs instantaneously. Hdlr claimed that his time machine takes 1 hour of subjective time to travel 10 years. I don't know if I was just the same behavior, but now it's not the time to find out. 10 years. I have no business that far back. Besides, according to Kurisu, a time leaping too far into the past could cause mental disorders due to the gap between personality and memory. Juicy chicken number 1! Mayuri is singing her chicken song, and she's actually eating pre-cooked chicken from the convenience store instead of her usual juicy chicken number 1. She had to switch because she can't warm up frozen chicken in the microwave, which is now a dedicated part of the time leap machine. I was right to come back 5 hours. Mayuri is still in the lab. But what the hell happened back there? It hurts, but I forced myself to recall that horrifying scene. Mayuri died again. This time it happened at Okanomizu Station, a place completely unrelated to the lab of the bomb threat. Tennoji Nae pushed her into the tracks where the train tore her to shreds. Could Nae be working for CERN too? No, that can't be right. Nae has a habit of jumping on Mayuri and greeting. She was probably just being her usual affectionate self. Yeah, she's gotta learn to not do that. Why'd she choose that precise moment? I don't know. I sense malice. Whose malice? It's like fate is playing a cruel joke on us. Whatever the case, all that matters now is that I have another chance. I need to act. I have the power to save Mayuri. I will do whatever it takes to find a way. This time, we hail a taxi in Chuodori. It'll be expensive, but that hardly matters now. Mayuri comes along quietly. I consider taking her home to Ikebukuro, but Moika's group might be watching our house. I have no idea where they are at this point in time. Instead, I asked the driver to take us to Shinagawa. However, the traffic is unusually heavy. The driver says it's never been this bad before. There must be an obstruction up ahead, an accident or something. That's the only explanation I could think of. We've made it out of Akiba, but at this rate, it'll take forever to reach Shinagawa. I consider getting off here and taking the train, but then I remember what happened at Okinamizu Station. I have a bad feeling about this. The traffic jam could be CERN's doing. I look out the window and scan the camera for anyone who might be a CERN agent. 3 hours later, we're still stuck. According to a conversation I overheard between our driver and another driver, there's been some kind of inspection up ahead. Furthermore, it doesn't seem to be a police inspection, but a small fight broke out at the inspection site or something. To make matters worse, the road has already been closed off, and all cars behind us are being detoured. There are only about 100 cars waiting, but the inspection's been at a standstill for 3 hours. This can't be a coincidence. Once again, I feel the malice of fate manipulating the situation. Is Mayuri gonna die again? If I known it was gonna turn out like this, I'd have ditched the taxi hours ago. It's not too late. I should pay the driver and get off right. Just then, someone knocks on the window. Our taxi is stopped in the middle of the road. What's going on? I look over, but before I can say anything, a man opens the rear door and gets in next to Mayuri. Huh? He's holding a knife. Another assassin! Mayuri, look out! Before she can reply, the man covers Mayuri's mouth with a large, meaty hand. I try to open my door, but it's locked. Only the driver can open it from the inside. Mayuri opens her eyes wide. Her body twitches. What? It all happens too fast. The man sinks his knife into Mayuri's chest. A bright red spot stains her clothes. Be quiet, Okabe Rintaro. Another man gets into the passenger seat. He points a gun at the driver and says something to him. Strength drains from Mayuri's body. Her eyes slowly close. A tear rolls down her cheek. I watch her die inches away, powerless to stop it. I can feel her last breath against my skin. They killed her again. Why? Why? Why can't I save her? Why won't you let me save her? Who decided that Mayuri must die? Moeka? CERN? Or does the world itself wish for Mayuri's death? I won't accept that. I clench my jaw and throw myself forward, driving my forehead into the killer's nose. Ugh! He falls back. I shout to the driver. Open the door! I crawl out of the taxi and take off running through the traffic jam. After running for hours, I make it back to the lab. Luckily, the time leap machine is still there. I have to leap again. I know I said ReZero reference, but I mean, are we really? We're being for real here? Every time we run, Mayuri dies. 6 hours into the past, I clutch my head and rack my brain for an answer. I feel like I've hit a dead end. What do I do if we can't run away? Is there no way to save her? No, there has to be a way. What you talking about? Mayuri's blank stare is the only answer I get. Hey, can we just tell the situation to people? This time I take her to the closest police station and beg them to protect her. When asked why, I explain that someone is going to kill her Mayuri 6 hours from now, but without any proof that there's someone after her, they have no choice but to turn us away. It's past 6 by the time we leave the station and we're left with no choice but to keep running. I wish that I could blame my previous failures on bad luck. We could try Okonomizu or Shinbashi again, and maybe this time she won't die. But I don't have the courage to try those routes again. At the same time, we can't stay in Akiba. We're running out of options. Subways, trains, and taxis all out. Attempting escape by those means will get Mayuri killed, so my heart tells me. Perhaps the fear is irrational, but I can't put it out of my mind. I've seen her die a half-dozen times already. Shot, stabbed, torn to pieces. I can't go through that again. We take refuge in Yodobashi camera. Blah, blah, blah. I thought we'd keep hiding there indefinitely, but just after 7 we hear an explosion from the station. Yodabashi goes into chaos. Policemen appear and start evacuating the store. When I try to explain our situation, officer shouts terrorist and pulls his gun. This can't be happening. This isn't America. Japanese police officers don't shoot without provocation. Hey, and it's true. Mayuri dies. It happened so fast. The policeman shoots her right in the head. I don't know if he was a real policeman or a CERN assassin in disguise. It doesn't matter. I can't deny it any longer. The world itself is killing Mayuri. By killing Mayuri. We should just, let them take us. I think that might just be, the best option. Because they said they wouldn't shoot her. This time I don't leap into action immediately. Instead, I sit on the couch and collect my thoughts. Every time I try to save Mayuri, it ends in the worst possible way. To make matters worse, I no longer even know what I'm supposed to be saving her from. Cause and effect. Why does Mayuri die? At first, I thought that it was Moeka and her hit squad sent by CERN to steal our time machine. But as I leapt back in time again and again, the cause of Mayuri's death kept changing. At Okonomizu Station, she died because Nai pushed her off the platform. CERN had nothing to do with that, it was an accident. Each time I leap, she dies in a different way. What does this mean? What does that mean? I've been thinking for an hour and I'm no closer to an answer. I want someone to tell me, but who can I ask? I'm the only person in history to leap to time. No, there's one more, John Tidor. But he's not replying to my emails anymore, and he hasn't posted on that channel in days. I'm not even convinced he's a real-life time travel. Damn Pavla, but the traveler. I decide not to run this time. Instead, I take a different approach, strike first. I send Moeka an email. I need to talk to you about our time machine. Meet me alone. I designate the roof of the Radicon as our meeting place. Oh, okay, cool. New background. 2 weeks have passed since the satellite crash, but it's still there and the building's still closed. At least the security is lessened, so it's easier for me to sneak in. Not that there's any sneaking to do, I just walk in through the front door like I belong there and no one questions me. Last time I came here was for Dr. Nakabachi's presentation. Of course, on this world line, the presentation was cancelled. Naturally, there's nobody here but me. It occurs to me that this is a dangerous gambit. Moeka might have a gun, and I already know that she's willing to use it. But then, I don't intend to play fair either. We're supposed to meet at 5:30, and it's just after 5. I came early in order to ambush her. I'll hide in shadows and wait with bated breath. About 30 minutes later, I hear the door open. Moeka makes her entrance, alone. She looks around restlessly. She still hasn't noticed me. I take a gun out of my shirt. Whoa! It's not real. Oh, okay. It's Future Gadget number 1, the bit particle gun. Oh, yeah! It's just a toy ray gun with a remote control attached. Obviously a bluff, but all I could prepare on such a short notice. But I run up behind Moeka and shove the bit particle gun into her back. Don't move. Hands up. Just like a Hollywood movie. But this isn't a movie, this is real. And she isn't an actress, she's a murderer. After Moeka raises her hands, they feel through her clothes. Sure enough, she's carrying a gun. I take it from her and press it into Moeka's back and place the bit particle gun. Sorry to disappoint you, the first gun was a toy. Talk, I know you were sent by CERN. How? How? You wanna know how? My frustration and rage boil over. Because of her, Mayuri. I came from the future, that's how. You think I'm lying? I've repeated the last several hours a half-dozen times already. I've lost count of how many times exactly. And I haven't slept at all, that entire time. Strangely, I'm not tired at all. I know what you're planning. Around 7, you're going to stop the trains. Huh? Moeka gasps. So it was their doing. I also know that you're planning on to attack the lab, you and your men. And then, you're gonna kill Mayuri. I understand? I'm a time leaper. Moeka nods faintly. I could kill her now, it would be easy. But no, I need information. Who are you people? Founders. Moeka answers with surprising obedience. I guess she values her own life, even though she has no problem depriving other people of theirs. Founders? What does that mean? How are you related to CERN? By email. No, speak. The Founders are an organization separate from CERN. Covert operations. We don't exist. Like a private army? No. Our mission is to find and acquire IBN 5100s. They send us around the world. We collect them. IBM 5100s. That's right, when I met her, she was looking for an IBM 5100. These days, they're nearly impossible to find. People will pay millions just to own one. Is that because CERN has been hunting them down? How many rounders are there? Answer me. I don't know. Just an agent. So she's not important enough to be told. Was it you who stole our IBM 5100? Mocha doesn't answer. Why does CERN need IBM 5100s to keep hackers out? Maintaining secrecy is the highest priority. CERN. What are they hiding? We already know they've killed hundreds of test subjects with their time travel experiments. We didn't need an IBM 5100 to find that out. Are you saying the IBM 5100 data device has information more sensitive than that? I don't know. Because you're just an agent? My tone is sarcastic, but Moeka nods. Damn, she's useless. Why'd you attack the lab? Or rather, why would you attack the lab? Isn't it obvious? Because we had him to CERN? 3 reasons. First, because of what you know. We were ordered to silence you. So CERN did know about the hacking. For the time machine. One you made. They want our time machine. CERN must be trying to monopolize time travel technology. They're the reason it happens today. Your plan to make your time machine public. How does she know that? We made that decision right after the time leap machine was completed. That was only a few hours ago. That's why I was ordered to take you in. Take us in? You killed Mayuri! She is unnecessary. Unnecessary? When did they pull the trigger? Akabe, Makise, Nishida, you made the time machine. She is expendable. Those are my orders. And after you take us in, what then? CERN will hold you prisoner, force you to complete their time travel research. Have you done this before? How many lives have you ruined for CERN's research? I do as I'm told. I was a fool to consider you my friend. I live for CERN. I live for FB. I'll do anything if FB tells me to. FB? Is that the name of her supervisor? Kamekun, is it you? Are you John Tidor? What? John Tidor? There's no one else it could be. Me? I don't have time for this. I did the gun to Moeka's back. If you want me to live, go call your friends, call FB, cancel the attack. Moeka shakes her head. I don't have the authority. I don't care. Find a way to stop the attack, otherwise I'll kill you. I can't do it. I'm not a killer. My hands are trembling, just like Moeka's were before she shot Mayuri. Why'd you kill her? She was hesitating. She didn't want to pull the trigger. But she did. You didn't want to kill her, did you? So why? I just obey. B. Then bring that son of a bitch here. Moeka shakes her head again. I don't care about your authority. If you don't do what I say, I can't. I've never... Something hard stabs into my back. A chill runs through my body. There's someone behind me. Drop the gun. A man's voice. Is he with Moeka? You lied, Kira Moeka. I'm ready to pull the trigger in cold blood. We promised to meet alone. Moeka doesn't answer. Then drop the gun. I'll give you the time machine, just don't kill anyone. Even if you do that. Even though I'm still pointing the gun at her, Moeka steps away and turns to face me. Her eyes are cold, her expression unreadable. You'll still be held prisoner. Forever. Moeka takes the gun from my hand. I'm unable to resist. Please. I'm sorry about the hacking, just please don't kill anyone. Something strikes the back of my head. My legs give out instantly, sending me to the ground. Darkness creeps in. Target B in custody, requesting pickup. Deep down I knew, I can't save Mayuri. Even if Moeka's group doesn't kill her, someone or something else will. The world itself wants her dead. That's the choice of Steins Gate. Steins Gate? There's no such thing. Those words have no meaning. It's just some nonsense I made up to sound cool. Steins Gate doesn't exist, but fate does. Fate, God, the will of the universe, an absolute force that no one can resist. It exists and it has sentenced Mayuri to death. wake up in the back of a station wagon. The windows are coated with black film, so I can't tell where we are. I feel a throbbing pain in the back of my head. My hands are tied behind me. What time is it? How long have I been unconscious? There's a man with me inside the car. I recognize him from a previous time leap. He's the one who stabbed Myra in the taxi. The man seems to notice I've woken up, but he doesn't speak. He just waves his gun menacingly, as if to say that there's no hope of escape. The dashboard clock reads 7:30. I look out the window again. Through the film, I managed to make out a street sign. We're close to the lab. Has the attack already happened? Before I left, I told everyone, including Myra, to run. If she did as I said, she won't die by their hands. But that doesn't mean she's safe. If I don't do something, Morika's gonna take the time leap machine away. What will happen then? CERN can have the machine if it will save Mayuri. The problem is that it won't, not when the world itself is determined to kill her. As long as the time leap machine remains in my hands, I can keep trying to fix things. I'll leap again and again until I find a way to save her. But if I lose the machine, then the future is decided. A future without Mayuri. I have to get to her before they do, even if that means I might get shot. As long as I survive to reach the time leap machine, everything will be alright. Oh dang, my bound hands limit me to headbutts and kicks, but I somehow managed to knock down the man guarding me and escape. My chest and neck are covered in blood. I must have been shot during the struggle, but thanks to the adrenaline pumping through my body, I barely feel any pain. I can still move, that's all that matters. I run up the stairs with my hands still tied. I can only pray I'll be able to operate the time leap machine quickly enough. Mayuri, Kurisu, and Daru are in the lab. So are Morika and her men. When I open the door and burst in, everyone looks at me in surprise. Welcome in! When she sees my tattered body, Mayuri runs up to me with tears in her eyes. Wait! I try to stop her. In the corner of my eye, I see Morika taking aim at Mayuri. I try to put myself in between them. I try to cover Mayuri with my body. But her man grabs me from behind and pulls me back. Ah! I watch, helpless as Mayuri's tiny body drops to the floor. Her eyes, wide and wet with tears, seem to stare into mine. But I can see that they have already lost their light. She's gone. Again. Again. Again! What happens next is the same as before. Suzuha defeats the rounders and Kurisu helps me time leap. Well... unfortunate. A flood of sound beats on my eardrums. When it subsides, I find myself again in the lab. It's just before 5. I have 2.5 hours before Mayuri dies. I find myself staring at the time leap machine. This thing is the reason for Morika's attack. If only we had never built the phone wave. If only we had never sent those D-mails. Perhaps the future might be different instead of the nightmare it promises now. Would anything change if I broke it? Just smashed it to pieces right here? In a rush of delirium, I grab a chair and lift it high over my head. Just as I'm about to bring it crashing down, this infernal machine, a voice cries out. Stop, Okabe! What are you doing? I'm sorry, my throat's going out. One sec. Kurisu grabs my arm and pulls me back. Are you trying to break the machine? You don't have to break it, Okabe. We already decided not to experiment, remember? Anyway, put the chair down. I lower the chair slowly. Not because Kurisu told me to, but because I realized what would happen if I really did break the machine. It caused or will cause Mayuri's death, but at the same time it also caused my only chance of averting that future. If I lose it, I lose my only hope of saving her. The fear of that outcome stayed my hand. You look pale. What's wrong? Tell your friends. Are you listening? I can't deal with this. Not now. But wait! I flee from the lab. Come on! Fucking hell. Oh my god. I don't have a particular destination in mind. People look at me strangely as I shuffle down the street. I imagine I must look like I crawled up from the grave. Soon I get fed up with the crowd around the station and escape the pedestrian overpass. I get about halfway across the bridge and squat down on the concrete. The giant screen on the UPX building is advertising some gothic punk band. The ticker at the bottom displays today's weather forecast along with the date and time. I realize today is Friday the 13th. Oh, it is! I didn't even realize either! Oh my god! Is there no way to get through today without... oh, sorry. Without Mayuri dying? It's already 5:30, 2 hours until the attack. The lights around Akihabara station turn on one by one as the sun sets. The moe might be gone from Akiba, but the area around the station is still as posh as ever. I don't belong here. The bridge I'm sitting on has become a date spot for couples. I see them standing here and there, gazing at the cityscape with their arms wound around each other. Somehow they never seem to tire of the dull, unchanging scenery. What am I doing here? Mayuri's about to die. Hey, don't you think you're a little odd to be sitting on the ground in public? Hey, it's her. Ooh, good. Yes, I lift my head and see Kurisu standing there. So this is where you went. I've been looking for you. Christina. Still calling her this? Dude, you just watched your friend, like, die 7 times, and you're still calling her Christina. Wild. What? What time is it now? 5:38. Hey, if you have time to sit around, then you can help me with the shopping. Shopping? Oh, right. Preparations for the party. In the original timeline, I went shopping with Kurisu at the UPX supermarket, and then we talked on this bridge, just like now. It feels like so long ago. Back then, I had no idea what was about to happen. Well, are you gonna come along or not? I sigh deeply. I don't believe that it was wrong to time leap. However, Kurisu, I keep my eyes lowered. That's the first time you've said my name properly. I feel her eyes on me. Help me. I can't save Mayuri alone. Find a fucking Lee! Oh my god, I said this first time we time leap. I realize that now. But living today and again, only to taste the same despair each time, has taught me one important lesson. Alone, I'm powerless. Alone, I have no hope. Help me. Tell me what happened. I know you used the time leap machine. What? I look up in surprise. Kurisu doesn't meet my stare. Instead, she leans on the guardrail and gazes down at the plaza with her usual frown. You get a phone call, and suddenly you're like a different person. It was obvious. I came from 3 hours in the future. What happened? They killed Mayuri. I lower my head, trying to hold back the tears. Then I explain about Cern and Moeka and about how Kurisu herself activated the time leap machine and made that possible. I tell her about my previous leaps. I explain that the world itself wants Mayuri dead, and that I can't save her no matter how I try. I keep talking for 30 minutes straight. During that time, Kurisu hardly says a word. All my fault. Talking to Kurisu lets me sort out everything I've done, everything I've seen. I shouldn't have told Daru to hack CERN. I shouldn't have asked you to build a time machine. I shouldn't have made Moeka a lab mem. Mayuri's death is all my fault. That's why I needed to bear the burden myself. I was resolved to do whatever it took to save Mayuri, never faltering, never giving up. And yet my resolve has already crumbled. If you know that Mayuri's gonna die, then what are you doing wasting time here? Kurisu's tone is haughty. Is this how I sound when I'm playing Hoyo and Koyoma? I just don't get it anymore. What don't you get? How to save Mayuri. Based on what you've said, I guess the chronology protection conjecture is true. No matter what I do, Mayuri dies. And that's why you keep time leaping. There's no guarantee that the machine is safe, you know. Kurisu lowers her gaze and cups her chin as she often does when assessing a problem. Even if the machine works perfectly, repeated use may have serious side effects. For example, you may become disconnected from causality itself. You need to understand the risks if you're going to continue. Disconnected from causality, meaning... It happens all the time in sci-fi. You'll become trapped in a closed time loop, never aging, never dying, but doomed to repeat the same day for all eternity. Worst case, you may cease to exist entirely. What? Every trace of your existence will vanish. Nobody will remember you because your life will have never happened. Leaping through time is that dangerous. Humans are temporal beings. Chris looks surprised. Hdlr. I was thinking of that quote too. I heard it from you first. When? This isn't the first time I've leaped. Right, of course. Kurisu squats next to me, thinking deeply. What you said is true, that I want to save Mayuri too. But as the co-creator of the time leap machine, I can't recommend its continued use. Will you listen to my advice? I can't do it alone. I know that now. I need your help. I have to save Mayuri. I can't do it alone, but together we might have a chance. I need to believe that. Please, lend me your strength. Kurisu sighs. You're such a stubborn fool. What you've been through, I'm surprised it hasn't broken you already. Incredibly, she sounds concerned about me. She looks at me for a moment, then turns away as if embarrassed. I'll help. Mayuri's my friend, and a fellow lab mem. And besides, I don't want to see you in such pain. I'm sorry. Don't apologize. Remember when I told you about my father? You really helped me out back then. Now it's my turn to return the favor. I want to be your strength. Besides, you still have to come with me to Aomori. She smiles a wry but gentle smile, as if I were her mischievous younger brother. I know you're gonna leave no matter what I say. You are a mad scientist after all, and mad scientists play by their own rules. Hey, aren't you supposed to go mwahaha or something? Yeah. Why do I even try? Kurusu's right, I'll do anything to save Mayuri. Kurusu stands up and looks at her watch. There's not much time. I think you should have a clear plan before trying to change the future again. Meaning, leap to an even earlier time. Then explain the situation to me again. Kurusu's right, my actions so far have been almost entirely random, but look where it's gotten me. I need a real plan if I'm gonna save Mayuri. Let's go. Kurusu stretches out her hand. I grasp it and pull myself up. Mayuri and Dara are already back when we return to the lab. Suzuha is there too. To get rid of them, Kurusu and I explain that we forgot to do the shopping, so could they please take care of it for us? I have to cough up the money to convince them to go, but it works. I understand why you can't tell Mayuri, but why can't you tell Hashida? I'll tell him when it's necessary. For now, it's not, and I don't have time to explain. While Kurusu sets up the machine, I head downstairs to the Bronte workshop, kick the door open and turn on the 42-inch CRT. That went more smoothly than I anticipated. It's highly illegal, of course, but I'll leave long before the cops get here. Kurusu looks shocked when I return to the lab. They'll throw you in the slammer for breaking and entering. In a few seconds, it won't have happened. Kurusu hands me the headgear and I put it on. I see, so that's how it looks from your perspective. What does it look like from my perspective? What happens here after you leap? You'll know soon enough. My consciousness travels to the past, that I know from experience. But what about the body I leave behind? If time is a straight line, then it's likely that the present will be reconstructed based on my actions in the past. But if the many worlds interpretation holds, then after I leave, the world will continue on as if nothing happened. I used to be so fascinated by the structure of the universe, but now I don't really care. All that matters is saving Mayuri. Kurusu's fingers stop typing on the keyboard. What's wrong? It's nothing, I was just thinking. Maybe it works like a D-mail. The instant we send a D-mail, the present changes around us. Thanks to reading Steiner, only I remember what it was before the change. That would make things easier, though I kind of hope you're wrong. Because you can't collect data if you can't record the change? Exactly. Kurusu nods and begins tinkering with the settings again. I set the destination to 5 hours ago. You should arrive around 1:40 p.m. I completed the time leap machine just after 2. Do you remember? Barely. For Kurusu, that happened only 5 hours ago. For me, it feels like weeks. Maybe it has been weeks. Nobody likes a man who can't remember dates. Be thankful that I make a habit of checking the time. I have a pretty idea what happened when. Kurusu finishes typing and turns to face me. Listen, Okabe, if you're going to keep using the time leap machine, there's one thing you must remember. Don't let go of your phone, ever. It's your lifeline, your destination marker. As long as you keep it with you, you can leap to any time you want. But if you lose your phone, if someone else gets a hold of it, then if I leap in that time, my memories could overwrite theirs. I don't want to imagine what might happen next. If it breaks or if the battery dies, then I won't be able to leap to that time. If it breaks, then I can get a new phone with the same number, but there'll still be a period of time to which I can never leap. The time leap will fail. Once again, never let go of your phone. Got it. After you leap back to this afternoon, just sit tight and don't do anything until I complete the time leap machine. If you accidentally prevent me from completing the machine, it will likely wreak havoc with the timeline. As soon as I finish, declare that we will not experiment and send everyone home. Ask me to stay, tell me the truth. If you say you came from the future, I'll probably believe you. How do I know? How do you know? Who knows me better than myself? Kurusu grins faintly and stands up after she's done typing. Don't forget, it was my mad skills that turned the phone wave into the time leap machine. Skills with a Z, you're back. When you told me about your time leap, I took it as proof that my theories were right. I was happy it succeeded. I really was. I didn't doubt it was true for a second. I see. Just to be safe, I should probably give you a passphrase. What I want the most right now is my own fork. What? It doesn't mean anything, okay? You want your own fork? I already have my own spoon. Wait, that doesn't even matter. Everything is ready, now get out of here. I nod and call up the phone wave named so to change. Bye, Kurusu. Be careful, and remember, I'm always on your side. Bruce touches my shoulder and steps away. Alright. Yep, 144. I lie back on the sofa with my phone in my hand. Needles in my brain. A whining in my ears. These sensations never get any easier to endure. I look at the clock. It's about 1:45. There's a high school baseball game on TV. In about 15 minutes, Crusoe will finish the time leap machine. All it needs are some final adjustments, so there's nothing for me to do but wait. As the pain in my brain subsides, I realize that my head is throbbing. Why? Oh, I remember. Right before this, I had an argument with Mr. Braun in which he introduced his fist to my skull. Mayuri's at her sewing machine working on her costume. Dara was at his computer, collecting moe artwork from the internet. Crusoe is in the development room upgrading the time leap machine. I sit motionless as the minutes tick by. Suddenly, the sound of the sewing machine stops. Ocarina, can you come here? Mayuri shows me her costume. Can you hold this for me? Start out like flap. Oh, here we go. Mayushi, say flap again. Flap. I got a flap. It perv. I follow Mayuri's directions and spread the costume out by the sleeves. Okay, thanks. Mayuri looks a little tired. She was working on this costume all night. But then she smiles brighter than the sun. All done. I said something here, didn't I? What was it? I can't remember. I finished before Christian. We were racing. You win, Mayuri. Congratulations. But I'm finished too. Crusoe finishes connecting the two cords she's holding. Complete. Alright, that's my cue. We're not experimenting. Huh? Crap, was that too soon? I just finished and you're already shutting it down? What have I been doing these past 3 days? Time leaping presents a host of problems. I want to consider them all carefully. Huh? That's an unusually respectable opinion coming from you. Problems? I thought it was done. I'll explain later. Everyone's tired, so let's go home. We're not going to have a party to celebrate? We'll do that another day. I managed to convince Dara and Mayuri to leave. I lend Mayuri my phone charger since we use the same brand of phone. Crusoe tries to go home too, but I quietly keep her back. What? Are you upset? Yeah. Probably because I shot her down right after she finished the time leap machine. She'll feel relieved later, but only after she has time to fully consider its implications. I came from 5 hours in the future. Crusoe spears me with a piercing glare. Is that supposed to be funny? Her narrowed eyes make me believe that looks can kill. Don't glare like that. This isn't right. You're supposed to believe me. What made you think I'd believe something like that? You told me so 5 hours from now, okay? Don't be ridiculous. I would never make such a baseless projection. I'd like to have a word with future Crusoe. If this is how you're gonna be, then you leave me no choice but to quote you word for word. When I told you about my time leap, you said I took it as proof that my theories were right. I didn't doubt it was true for a second. Don't forget, it was my mad skills that turned me in the phone wave into a time leap machine. I don't talk like that. What you want most right now is your own fork. What? Crusoe's face suddenly turns red. You already have your own spoon, apparently. She said that? I'm gonna kill myself 5 hours from now. She appears genuinely shocked for some reason, but I'm pretty sure she believes me now. It feels like someone peeked into my heart, and that someone is Okabe of all people. What do you think I'm gonna do? But I think I believe you. Tell me the details. I explain everything to Crusoe again. I'm able to organize my thoughts better since this is my second time. I see. If what you say is true, then we have a serious problem. There are 5 hours until Mayuri's death. We need to come up with a plan before then. Future me said that the chronology projection conjecture holds, but I don't think that's quite right. That conjecture says that according to quantum theory, time travel is impossible due to the danger of disrupting causality. But when you time leap, there's no chance of a time paradox occurring. Two of me don't exist at the same time, and I can't bring anything with me to the past. All the changes of the memories start in my temporal lobe. But at the very least, time leaping can't cause a grandfather paradox. So I was right. The universe itself is censoring me, correcting any changes I try to make. If that's true, then time leaping can't save Mayuri, and nothing you do will change the result. I can't accept that. Neither can I. The world is trying to kill Mayuri. As a scientist, I refuse to believe such nonsense. What about the many worlds interpretation? I just need to observe the world where Mayuri doesn't die. The many worlds interpretation, that might have something to do with how Mayuri's means of death keep changing. But it's supposed to be impossible for parallel worlds to observe each other. Why are you different? because of my Esper power reading Steiner. This is no time for your Cpio nonsense. There's no other explanation. You've mentioned that reading Steiner thing before. Were you actually serious? Why would I make up something like that? Our demo experiments prove that I can somehow perceive changes in the timeline when they occur, with an ability only I seem to possess. I don't know, but I don't want to rely on something that may not even exist. Anyway, you can't control which possibilities you observe. Even if the many worlds interpretation holds true, it's unreasonable to expect that you'll ever find a world where Mayari doesn't die. Wait, we're not getting anywhere. Instead of analyzing what I've done, let's think about what we can do. Time leaping won't change its result, I just said that. Then what do we do? Calm down. How can I calm down? Do you know how many times I've seen Mayuri die? Covered in blood, gasping for breath, the light fading from her eyes again and again and again. And all I could do was watch. I hear my teeth grinding in my skull, recalling that despair, that feeling of utter powerlessness, makes me want to lash out at everything within reach. Getting emotional won't solve anything. You're only calm because you weren't there. True, I don't know what happens 5 hours from now, to be honest, it doesn't feel real at all. But it's not like I don't believe you. You have to stay strong, Okabe. Kurusu pats my arm, her hand is warm and her touch is gentle. How American of her. Sorry. She's right, getting emotional won't solve anything. I need to calm down. Calm down. What I don't understand is how the cause can change, but the effect can stay the same. It's like causality itself is broken. Maybe Kiryu Moeka shooting her isn't the real cause of her death. Maybe it's something larger and less obvious. For example, maybe she dies because we invented a time machine, or because CERN discovered our hacking. If that's the case, then it doesn't really matter how she dies, causality remains intact. Can that theory explain why Nae pushed her in front of a train? Oh, right, Anyway, the principle of causality is absolute. Deny that, you deny all physics. There must be a distinct cause for Mayuri's death. So if we figure out what it is, maybe we can save her. Not necessarily. What do you mean? The problem is when the causal event occurred. If it happened too far in the past, then there's nothing we can do. But I can travel to any time I had a cell phone, can't I? No, it's still theoretical, but believe that one leap with our machine has a maximum range of 48 hours. 48 hours? I can only go back 2 days? Why didn't you tell me that before? Before what? I just finished the time leap machine, remember? That's true. Future you didn't say anything about it either. Oh, so that's what you mean. Maybe she just didn't have the chance. So how come I can only leap 48 hours? I don't know, even I don't understand everything that's going on inside that thing. But you can do consecutive leaps, that is, as long as the time leap machine exists, for example. If the time leap machine remains functional for 10 straight years, you could leap back to this moment 10 years from now. Of course, it would take a total of 1825 leaps, so I don't recommend it. Or I'm sorry, 1,825 leaps. I should probably say it like with numbers, so I don't recommend it. Still, it's theoretically possible. Then what's the problem? Weren't you listening? I said as long as the time leap machine exists. When was the machine completed? Exactly an hour ago, August 13th, 2010, 2 p.m. or thereabouts. It didn't exist before then. It's impossible to use a machine before 2 p.m. today. So what you're saying is, count 48 hours back. I can't go back farther than 2 p.m. on the 11th? Kursu nods, her expression grave. Most likely. Can't you improve it? Eventually, maybe, but certainly not now. I'd need a real laboratory with real equipment. It would be expensive, which means we'd need sponsors. And if we go looking, I'm pretty sure CERN would crush us. I'd say that's proven by the fact that neither you nor I have left here from the far future yet. So basically, we can't do anything? Even with the time leap machine, we can't stop CERN from killing Mayuri 5 hours from now? At that moment, I hear a sound from outside the window. What? Is it Moeka? Did she overhear us? I dash to the window and look down at the street. Oh, it's Suzuha. Her bicycle has fallen over and she's scurrying to pick it up. Our eyes meet. Huh? Why does she look so pale? Her lips move slightly. It looks like she's whispering something, but I can't make it out from here. Hey! I call out to Suzuha, but she leaps onto her bike and zips away. She's acting strange. I smell a conspiracy. Moeka was a spy, could Suzuha be the same? It's too dangerous to trust anyone. Suzuha has exhibited suspicious behavior, though not as much as Moeka has. She's openly hostile towards Kurisu, and she was able to take down CERN's hit squad single-handedly. I wonder if this missing father of hers really exists. Could he be the John Titor who's been posting on the internet? What is the meaning of the name Hdlr? Instinct tells me that she knows something. I dash out the lab. Hey, where are you going? I know I don't have much of a chance of catching her on foot, but I have to try. There's something going on here. This is a completely new sequence of events. According to my memories of the future, Suzuha is supposed to remain at the Brontu workshop until 6:30 this evening. But when she overheard me talking to Kurisu, she suddenly took off like a bat out of hell. It has to mean something. Suzuha's already out of sight, but when she left, she was headed for Doney. I wonder if her phone's on. Maybe I should just try calling her. Come to think of it, this reminds me of something. On that day, she failed to meet her father. She disappeared without a word, just an email saying bye. I searched the town, but I couldn't find her, so I sent an email that changed the past in order to make her stay. I'm pretty sure I lost her near the station back then. What happened on that timeline? Where did Suzuha go after failing to find her father? I search up and down Doney, but find no trace of Suzuha or her bike. I have to be careful, there could already be rounders here in Akiba. I combed the area until around the station's main exit, but there's no sign of her anywhere. I lost sight of her here before, so I thought she might be close by. Maybe I should corner on my next timely, press her for answer before she can escape. I better get back to the lab. I start walking away from the station, but just then, the people around me gasp and point. Everyone's looking up at the sky. No, not the sky. The satellite embedded in the roof of Rodicon. Why now? It's been there for 2 weeks, it's practically a landmark now. But everyone looks like they're seeing it for the first time. So I turn around and look up too. What? It's gone? Oh no, it's flashing. The lights on the satellite are blinking. Is someone inside? Who? Suzuha? Could it be Moek? The satellite has remained silent through all my previous time leaps. What has changed? Obviously, the fact that Suzuha overheard my conversation with Kurisu. Previously, I lost sight of her at the station, in other words, right next to Rodicon. Suzuha must be up there! Everyone's staring at the satellite. This is my chance to sneak in without being noticed. The shutters are half open, just as they were when I confronted Moeka. I summon my courage and crawl through the crack. When I get inside, the first thing I see is Suzuha's bike lying on the floor. Oh, so it is her! What is she trying to do? What is that satellite? How is this related to Doneycatjr? Is it even a satellite? Nobody knows for sure. I checked online, no satellites flew out of orbit that day. When they do, whether by accident or design, they usually burn up in the atmosphere. It's impossible for one to land on such a perfect condition. So what is it then? A jolt suddenly runs through my body. Could it be a time machine? There's only one way to know for sure. I need to get in there before Suzuha does something. The elevator and the escalator aren't operating, so I bound up the stairs 2 at a time. My lungs gasp, my legs burn, but I force my body to carry me to the top. There's the satellite lodged in Rodicon's roof. I notice why I was holding it in place. The police must have done that so it wouldn't fall. There's a hatch open on the side of the machine. I see someone moving inside. Suzuha! The person freezes when I shout. I run to the satellite. Okay, Rentaro. Suzuha turns to me with a sad expression. Behind her, I can see the interior of the satellite. It's surprisingly simple without the switches and buttons you'd expect. Instead, there's a black box the size of a desktop PC. There are numbers on the screen. 2010, 813, and below that, 1975, 813. Suzuha reaches out to press a button. Ow! Sparks burst from the panel. She jerks back, her fingertips burned. What are you doing? It's not working. You know how to use that thing? She doesn't reply. I see her shoulders sag. It's not working. The sparks had to be from an electrical short. My eyes are burning from the smoke. Answer me, Amane Suzuha. I swallow hard, then ask the question. This is a time machine, isn't it? Are you a time traveler? With her head hung low, Suzuha nods. I'm Doneycatjr. There's still a big crowd outside, so we exit the building on the side facing away from the station. Suzuha has calmed down a bit, so I start pressing her for answers. What do you mean you're Doneycatjr? Exactly what it sounds like. I'm the Doneycatjr who's been posting on Ad Channel. I thought he was a guy. Suzuha smiles humorously. I fooled you. Guess my camouflage worked then. Who are you hiding from? CERN. Those stories you posted, were they true? Mostly, a few exceptions. It's those exceptions that bother me. So you came from 2036 in that satellite, that's your time machine. I was hoping you wouldn't find out, but my time machine went and broke on me. I really screwed up, huh? I thought Tyler's time machine was loaded on a Chevy. Chevy? That's a car, right? Where'd you hear that? The title in 2000 said so. 2000? That might be me on a different world line. At least, I haven't been to 2000. I came straight here from 2036. So it was someone else? It's true that Tidar never posted in 2000, not on the current world line. It doesn't matter, I can worry about that later. What do you know? I pressed Suzuha for answers, trapping her between me and the wall so she can't escape. You overheard my conversation with Kurisu, right? Why'd you run to the time machine? What were you trying to do? I thought it was my fault. What? Because I neglected my mission, Zern was able to put their plan in motion. That true? Suzuha suddenly grabs my shoulders. Is it true that Zern kills Shina Mayuri? It's true, I time leaped from 5 hours in the future. Time leaped? So you guys completed your time machine. I need answers, what do you mean it's your fault? Suzuha bites her lip and looks away. I'll tell you everything. I think you need to know, you and Makise Kurisu. Kurisu? Why Kurisu? I guess I'll find out if I let Suzuha talk. We should head back to the lab. But first, I offer Suzuha my handkerchief. She looks at me for a second, then takes it and ties around her burned hand. Thanks. Alright, I think this might be where we ended off. It's just a chapter thing? No. She should probably see a doctor about her hand, but there's no time for that. Mayuri's death is approaching. And here we go. Alright, lads and lassies, it's time for you to see how long it's been since I last played this game. I hope if you made it through this entire story, and you actually watched all of this, you got to see that fun little payoff after like 2 hours. Well, I played for much longer than I thought I would. I got too invested in the story. But, that's gonna be it for today. Thank you all so much for joining me. I really do enjoy this game a lot. I've saved... Oh, sorry. Title. There we go. Ooh, it was good. It was good. I liked that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to post this like at the end of today or something. Luckily, I'm pretty free this week, so... I'll be sure to record another one in 2 days when I have free time. Or maybe even tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I hope anyone who's still watching these enjoys them. I really enjoy this game. I'm really glad I'm playing it. I don't know how long this game's gonna be though. What? I've spent like probably like 18 hours, 20 hours at this point playing this game, so I know visual novels tend to be pretty long, so I guess we'll just have to see how many more episodes of this we have to get through. Maybe 10, 20 more hours. Maybe even more, 15, 30 more hours. Point is, thank you everyone for being around here so much. I love you, and try not to get your friends killed. Bye!